morning and welcome to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. My name is Dennis Green. Today we're going to talk about a few solar projects that are happening in District 204 and also proposed in Geneva. We'll head to Lake Zurich to talk about a bullish downtown renewal and an ID of a victim for a crash from Lake Zurich. We'll also go through a few of the crime reports and things that are here, including a man charged with home invasion, fleeing an Aurora domestic violence case, and a splashing success. A Chicago River swim is a win for Barrington, a Barrington-based group for ALS cure. But before we get to that, it's currently 69 degrees here in downtown Elgin. Expect a few storms here and there throughout the day with a high of 77, a low of 60. Tomorrow's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 71, a low of 54. The sun's coming back on Thursday with a high of 74, a low of 52, and Friday sunny as well with a high of 80. Like we like to start with most of our broadcasts with the lottery. Good luck to those of you out there. These are the numbers for Monday, September 22nd. Midday pick 3 was 808 with a kicker of 6. Midday pick 4 was 8332 with a 1 on the end. Evening pick 3, 516 with a 2. And evening pick 4, 2847 with a 3. Midday lucky came in at 3, 12, 15, 18, and 42. Evening lucky, 8, 16, 26, 29, 34. The lotto numbers are 6, 7, 19, 20, 45, 48. Million one came in at 1, 21, 40, 41, 45, 50. Million two, 12, 24, 26, 34, 41, 43. And the Powerball, 3, 29, 42, 46, 59, and that final ball of 15. So let's first get some of these solar projects underway. District 204 eyes solar projects and makes progress on a referendum work. This comes from Caitlin Smith. It's been nearly a year since voters in Indian Prairie District 204 overwhelmingly approved a $420 million borrowing plan for building improvements, and various schools have seen progress on significant projects. Over the summer, the district made entrances more secure and made other safety enhancements at 11 of its elementary schools. Aurora-based district replaced flooring in 6 schools. As part of an energy-efficient program, the district also has started the process of upgrading lighting to LED. Matt Shipley, the district's chief school business official, said, "All work that we've done is work that is consistent and documented within our master facility plan. That involved reviewing every single facility in this district, all 4 million plus square feet, to really identify our priorities." The switch from fluorescent to LED lighting improves learning environments and results in significant cost savings, according to a recent presentation to the school board. School board president Lori Donahue said, "I've been in those schools before, and have that lighting was put in, it really does make a huge difference. At Steck Elementary School in Aurora, the aging roof has been replaced with a steel slope roof. The Steck and other recent roof replacements enable the installation of solar panels. Shipley said, "Our roofs are finally in a position where we can really look at this at scale. As that opportunity is opening, some changes at the federal level are, quote, making it a little bit more restrictive," he said. The district is evaluating solar panel projects at Steck, Brooks, McCarty, Gombert, and Georgetown, all, quote, ComEd schools in Aurora, Shipley said. These 5 schools we identified, we believe we're on pace to get this in before some federal incentives expire, Shipley said. He went on to say, but the reality is that may be an issue as we look to expand the program. He said, adding that the ability of some of these credits may make solar panels less viable in other areas. A solar farm is also proposed in Geneva. A developer has proposed a solar energy farm in southeast Geneva. The city's plan commission will review a concept for the site when it meets at 7 p.m. Thursday in the council chambers at City Hall, 109 James Street. One Energy Renewables wants to put about 6,576 fixed tilt photovoltaic panels on a 13-acre site at 1203 East Fabian Parkway. The site is just west of Kirk Road. If the city approves it, One Energy Renewables would lease the site for 30 years and participate in Illinois' Power Agency, Illinois Shines program. Electricity generated by the panels would be fed to ComEd lines. The city would not directly receive any of the electricity because it has its own electric utility and is not eligible to participate in Illinois Shines, according to a memo to the Plan Commission. The city annexed the site in 2024 and gave a developer permission to build a 1,556 square foot speculative industrial building on it. The approval expires in February. When we come back, a Barrington-based group's search for ALS's cure in the Chicago River is a splashing success. And a victim is ID'd in a fatal weekend crash in Lake Zurich. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My Grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my Grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey Hey Bear fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be part of the action as thousands of die-hard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, a turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. WRMN 1410, where Chicago comes to play. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears and WRMN.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. It's currently 70 degrees outside in the Fox River Valley. We're also going to hit a 79 today. We'll see some of those showers here and there. Low of 60 throughout the area. Over here in Elgin, make sure that if you are traveling down on 25, where it turns into Dundee, especially on the southbound side of things, they have that whole side shut down. There is a detour. Just be careful. There's a lot of construction that's happening on that side of the world, including where the church is being repaired. The splashing success in the Chicago River is a win for a Barrington-based group in search for an ALS cure. The swim was in Chicago. The idea came from Amsterdam, but it was Barrington's Doug McConnell who was key to propelling the Chicago River swim into the water Sunday. More than 260 swimmers took the plunge in a historical event that was part ALS fundraiser and part competition and part celebration of the Chicago River's rebirth. McConnell, who started the nonprofit A Long Swim with his late sister Ellen after their father's death from ALS, said, "We're over the moon." The group worked for 13 years to make the river swim happen, and McConnell, a competitive swimmer, found the kickoff was emotional. When you're working on something for so long and you're witnessing it, it was like, wow, it was just the perfect day, he said. The Illinois Athletic Association began hosting popular open swims in the Chicago River in 1908, but this was the first one in 98 years. Growing up in the region, the Chicago River was infamous for its polluted waters, McConnell recalled. But strong anti-pollution laws, improved wastewater treatment, a tunnel and reservoir plan to reduce overflows, and advocacy from environmental groups have brought the river to its cleanest levels on record, officials noted. University of Illinois Chicago experts who also test Chicago Park District beaches sampled the river water quality over 19 days to ensure it met public health standards, with results consistently in the green flag range. Swimmers had no complaints. McConnell said, "Every single person I spoke to was so grateful for the opportunity and believed in the charities and the opportunity to send a message to other cities around the world that Chicago has really moved it up a notch." The event raised $100,000 for ALS research and $50,000 for youth swimming lessons. Shortly after Dr. David McConnell's death from ALS in 2006, his daughter Ellen learned she had the disease. It was after Ellen's diagnosis where we said, this is crazy, we've got to come up with something. She's one who came up with the idea, a long swim to match ALS, McConnell remembered. Ellen also encouraged McConnell to undertake multiple long-distance swims in waters, such as the English Channel, to raise funds and awareness. He said, "We miss Ellen like crazy, but she had all the good ideas." Amsterdam, which has a charity swim in its canals to assist ALS research, was another inspiration and source of practical advice, McConnell said. That was needed with multiple logistical and bureaucratic hurdles to overcome. Barrington-based A Long Swim forged relationships with various Chicago governmental entities, and in the end, McConnell said, this was a victory lap for the city. A crash victim also has been identified. The victim of a fatal crash, which occurred over the weekend in Lake Zurich, was identified publicly on Monday. The man, Casimir Rice, 59, of Lake Zurich, was crossing Route 12 at its intersection with Deer Path Road around 12:40 a.m. Saturday when he was struck by a vehicle, according to a press release from the Lake County Coroner's Office. First responders found Rice unresponsive, and paramedics pronounced him dead at the scene. The driver of the vehicle that struck Rice remained at the scene. Preliminary autopsy results indicate that Rice died from blunt force injuries related to the crash, the press release says. And also staying in Lake Zurich, when we come back, more things are coming for downtown. Lake Zurich officials are bullish on this downtown renewal. I want to remind you that a great place to get information here that we receive for the 10 o'clock news comes from Shaw Local and also the Daily Herald. Two wonderful places that you're able to get local information directly delivered to your inbox or your app every single day. When we come back, we continue to be over Lake Zurich for those downtown plans. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Before the weather gets too cold, it's time to finish up those outdoor jobs. That's why ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and to the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Hey Bears fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcast. Be a part of the action as thousands of diehard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today at 847-741-7700 and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears on WRMN AM 1410.
Welcome back to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. Make sure you check out WRMN1410.com. That's where you can listen live to the WRMN airwaves, right there on the digital side of things. You can also find the YouTube link. WRMN Radio is where you can find that, youtube.com. The text line is open 24 hours a day for you to send pictures or breaking news to us. 505-926-1410. That's the line, 505-926-1410. Also, if you've got some news and you would like to sign us up for a newsletter, you can go and put news at WRMN 1410 right there as well. Like I promised, we're heading over to Lake Zurich about the bullish downtown renewal. The quest to revive downtown Lake Zurich has been an arduous journey since the village began buying properties more than 20 years ago to create a canvas for redevelopment. Village leaders wanted to combine and assemble sites into large parcels to create a master-planned downtown. There have been successes. Old, dilapidated structures were cleared, and in recent years, apartment complexes erected. Other buildings have been renovated and new ones planned. A 20-year-old promenade along Main Street on the southeast side of the namesake lake was refreshed last year with new decking, landscaping, and other features. But the downtown's vision remains incomplete, in part because of the challenges and setbacks along the way. They include Main Street, also known as Route 22, being rerouted to bypass the traditional downtown, and the Great Recession, which derailed redevelopment and put the master plan concept on the shelf. Now, however, all but 2 of the 37 properties the village purchased have been sold off. When we come back, we'll continue this story about what they're considering, and we'll hear from Mike Brown, Public Works Director and Lake Zurich native with 35 years tenure with the village, and his comments. Stay tuned. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news.
I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. Lake in the Hills has raised its local cannabis dispensary tax to 3%, which is the maximum amount allowed under state law. The 1% hike will bring Lake in the Hills to the same taxing level as all other municipalities in McHenry County that have a dispensary and also a population of more than 5,000 residents. In addition to the local tax, McHenry County also has a 3% sales tax on marijuana. Lane closures are expected to take effect later this month near Wheaton's Water Division building at 210 Reber Street. The closures are likely to last until the end of November, according to a news release. As crews perform work to renovate and update the Water Division building, heavy machinery may travel along the road surrounding it. Temporary lane closures may take place intermittently along Willow Avenue, Cross Street, Reber Street, and Liberty Drive. Detours will be in place to redirect traffic during the closures, with additional work expected to resume in spring 2026. The Great Elgin Pipe Organ Tour returns for the 2026 25-26 season with its first concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, September 28th at First Congregational Church of Elgin at 256 East Chicago Street. The Daily Herald reports the instrument featured is the church's historic 3-manual 48-rank Lancashire Marshall pipe organ, first installed in 1893. The organ went through various revisions in the 1930s, 1950s, and 1980s. Though it survived the 1920 Palm Sunday tornado nearly unscathed despite heavy damage to the rest of the church, the organ would eventually succumb to water damage from a storm in February 97. It has now been restored to its former glory with a few additional touches. The program will feature First Congregational's own music director and organist Dr. Jeff Neufeld and guest performances by Vilma Didas, music director and organist of St. Mary Catholic, and Matthew Wall, music director and organist of Holy Trinity Lutheran. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
For nearly 50 years, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council and Kane Senior Council have been dedicated to serving seniors in DuPage and Kane counties. Established in 1975, the DuPage Senior Citizens Council is a volunteer-driven 501c3 non-for-profit organization committed to helping older adults live with dignity. From providing nutritious meals to offering support services, the Kane Senior Council is there every step of the way. With programs designed to enhance independence and quality of life, they're proud to make a difference in the lives of their senior neighbors. To learn more or to volunteer, visit them at 418B Airport Road in Elgin or head to their website at caneseniorcouncil.org. Give them a call at 630-338-0999. That's 630-338-0999. That's the Kane Senior Council, caring for seniors because they deserve to live with dignity and respect. Visit caneseniorcouncil.org or call 630-338-0999 today.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. Today, partly sunny with a chance of showers and thunderstorms after 1 p.m. High near 78, with temperatures falling to around 73 in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation is 40%. Tonight, cloudy with a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Low around 60. Chance of precipitation is 40%. Currently, it is 72 with mainly clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Welcome back to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. My engineer for today has been Matt McNeil, the marvelous Matt McNeil. He is the host of Out to Lunch. That happens at 11. It goes 11 to 1. Then at 1 o'clock, we've got What's Cooking Today with our friend Mike Horn. Talk Time with Tammy and Friends kicks off our afternoon programming at 2 o'clock. And, of course, a political talk show from 4 to 6. After that, if we don't have a game, which I believe there is a White Sox game today. If we do not have a game, at that time at 6 to 8 o'clock. Now, because he only has a few days, out of the week, we make sure that he gets a few more hours. Sometimes Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer will go from 6 to 9 like he did last night. That White Sox game starts at 5:30 today, so tune in to WRMN for that kickoff, or rather first pitch. I'm used to the football. You can obviously tell who is the news reporter and who is the sports reporters out there on the WRMN teams. Illinois House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch will be the special guest at a town hall next week in Arlington Heights. The event, hosted by Arlington Heights Democrat State Representative Mary Beth Canty and Nicole Grassi, is scheduled for 6 to 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, September 30th at the Arlington Lakes Golf Club. That's 1211 New Wilkie Road. The officials will give a presentation covering key state and local issues, followed by a Q&A. It's currently 71 degrees right here in downtown Elgin. We're climbing to a high of 79, where that sun's trying to peek out and scare away those rain clouds. Low of 60 for today. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, with a high of 71 now. Let's head back to Lake Zurich, where they're talking all about being bullish on this downtown. The 20-year promenade along Main Street of the southeast side of the namesake lake was refreshed last year with new decking, landscaping, and other features. But the town's vision remains incomplete, in part because of the challenges and the setbacks. They include Main Street, also known as Route 22, being rerouted to bypass their traditional downtown, and the Great Recession, which derailed redevelopment and put the master plan concept on the shelf. But there's good news in Lake Zurich now. However, all but 2 of the 37 properties of the village purchased have been sold off. That's considered an achievement and an ongoing effort, village officials say, has considerable momentum as a result of actions taken over several years. A statement from Mike Brown, Public Works Director and Lake Zurich native with 35 years tenure with the village. For me, that's the payoff to see everybody's excitement about what we've been doing here. The shift began in about 2017 when the village created the Sunset Pavilion restaurant on the beach at Breeswald Park, according to Brown and others. Brown said, "That's when we started to see the pedestrian traffic ramp up. That sparked a lot of energy." The village now is investing more than $13 million in public improvements, including upgrading Main Street from the promenade east to Church Street. The streetscape improvement is intended to refresh the area and promote public use by slowing traffic with narrower streets, landscaped medians, and other features. Mayor Tom Poynton said, "It's a brand new look. The goal is to enhance the pedestrian experience," officials say, as the village's updated comprehensive plan calls for workability in the area. And at last, the pending development of a perennial sore spot may prove to be the icing on the cake. In the village's own words, Block A, a consolidation of 10 parcels across from the promenade, has seen, quote, nearly 20 years of community planning, project proposals, and alternating cycles of optimism and disappointment, end quote. 8 buildings, including homes and restaurants, Twin Place and J.J. Twiggs, once stood there, but the property has been an empty lot for more than 20 years. Block A was marketed as a potential commercial destination and an anchor for the west end of Main Street. But the interest was for residential-only concepts that came with unrealistic requests for free land, tax abatement, or other incentives, according to the village. That changed this week when the preliminary approval of the major components of a 2-story restaurant and 19 townhouses called the Waterfront of Lake Zurich. Pending final approvals, Deerfield-based The Huron Group will buy the 1.7-acre property for $1.05 million. Company President Derek Goodman said that while meeting on another project, village staff shared their vision for downtown and the investments that have been and continue to be made on underground utilities, the promenade, and the streetscape. President Goodman said, investments such as these create new opportunities and encourage developers such as us to come to town. When we come back, there's a minor injury in Aurora fire, and Popcorn with the Mayor returns to Gurnee with Mayor Tom Hood. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. That's 800-257-3148.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
Welcome back to the 10 o'clock news. We head on over to Aurora now. One person suffered minor injuries after a fire on September 18th at a home in Aurora, officials said. The Aurora Fire Department responded to a blaze at about 12:15 p.m. that day in the 200 block of Ashland Court. The source of the fire was a 3-season room attached to the back of the 1.5-story single-family home. One adult resident sustained a minor wrist injury, but refused to go to the hospital, officials say. The home remained habitable. You're listening to the 10 o'clock news. It's currently 71 degrees here in Elgin. Staying in Aurora, a man charged with home invasion and fleeing in Aurora domestic violence case. An Aurora man has been charged with aggravated fleeing and eluding police who were trying to arrest him on a domestic violence charges. Nimai Fernandez Orpeza, 26, is also charged with home invasion, criminal trespass to a residence, and misdemeanor charges of domestic battery, interfering with a report of domestic battery and criminal damage to property, according to an Aurora Police Department press release. Police were called at 11:13 p.m. September 15th to a residence on the 900 block of Wood Street. Police said Fernandez Orpeza hit a woman and hit a child who intervened. He was then left in a Dodge Durango, police say. Aurora police pursued but stopped the chase for safety reasons. Another unspecified police agency also pursued but also called it off. He was arrested about half hour later at Andover Lane in Midbury Drive. Fernandez Orpeza also faces traffic citations, including speeding, improper passing, and disobeying stop signs and traffic signals. He is being detained pre-trial, according to Kane County court records. His next court date is September 26th. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. Make sure you go over to WRMN1410.com for more information about our live schedule. We head on over to Gurnee, where Mayor Tom Hood is firing up popcorn with the mayor. Community members are invited to meet with Gurnee Mayor Tom Hood at Popcorn with the Mayor event from 10 a.m. to noon, Saturday, October 4th. This free event at Britain's Event Center, 5101 Washington Street, is an opportunity to talk with the mayor and ask questions about the community. Residents of all ages are encouraged to stop by, enjoy popcorn, and refreshments with the community. An Aurora sex offender admits to sex assault and gets 11 years. Heading back over to Aurora, a previously convicted sex offender was sentenced to 11 years in prison after pleading guilty last week to sexually assaulting an underage girl. Adolfo U. Garcia, 27, of the 400 block of Clark Street in Aurora, accepted the sentence as part of a plea bargain to a charge of aggravated criminal sexual assault, according to Kane County State's Attorney Office. Assistant Kane County State's Attorney Morgan Wilkinson told Judge Julia Yetter that between January 1st, 2024 and October 31st, 2024, Garcia used the social media app Snapchat to connect with the victim. She told Garcia she was 16, officials said. He gave her alcohol and marijuana and assaulted her knowing she was under the influence and unable to give consent, authorities said. Garcia pleaded guilty in 2020 to aggravated criminal sexual abuse. After serving time in jail, he was released on probation and required to register as a sex offender. Investigators believe Garcia may have solicited other victims via social media. Prosecutors said anyone with information about him is asked to contact investigator Thomas Ruvich and the Kane County Child Advocacy Center at 630-208-5160. Garcia will have to serve at least 85% of his 11-year sentence before being eligible for parole. You're listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. We'll be right back, but before we go, I want to just remind you that you can listen live 24 hours a day from the WRMN 1410.com website, or tell your smart speaker to listen to WRMN 1410. This is the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. We'll be right back.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
We are AFGE, the American Federation of Government Employees. We represent 700,000 federal and D.C. government workers who are the vital threads of the fabric of American life. We support our nation's military. We take care of our nation's veterans. We protect our nation's borders. We respond to our nation's crises and natural disasters. We provide services to our nation's seniors. The American Federation of Government Employees. We work for America.
I know we're at an at-will state, but for making a comment, like, hey, your hair looks good. And then I got a call from HR saying, hey, you know what? You're under investigation. Do I have any recourse?
Were you fired?
No, not yet.
The problem, Eddie, is they can fire you for any reason they want. They literally can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm a little bored this morning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire Eddie for no reason. Yep, he can do that. Yeah, that's California. Yep, welcome.
Handle on the Law. If you're injured and need a lawyer, go to handleonthelaw.com.
The Supplemental Security Income Program provides monthly payments to help meet basic needs, like putting food on the table, paying the rent, or buying new shoes for growing feet. You may qualify if your income and financial resources are low, and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability, or who is blind. Call 1-800-772-1213 or go to ssa.gov/SSI to start to apply. Produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Welcome back to WRMN's 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. If you haven't noticed already, it's Fat Bear Week for the Katmai Conservatory. You can go to explore.org to learn more about the annual online competition, which is held by Katmai National Park and Preserve, Alaska, together with explore.org and the Katmai Conservatory. The purpose of it is to celebrate the brown bears of Brooks River as they go through hyperphagia, eating heavily through summer and autumn to build fat reserves necessary for winter hibernation. It's both a public engagement event and a way to highlight ecological dynamics, especially those involving salmon runs and habitat health. Here's how it works. Single elimination bracket, bears are paired off in each round. The public votes between two bears. The one with the more votes advances. For 2025, voting runs from September 23rd to September 30th, with daily voting windows from 12 noon to 2100. That's 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The bracket is revealed just before. Fat Bear Jr., there is a preliminary junior competition for younger bears, cubs, and yearlings, which feeds, figuratively, into the main contest. The winner of junior is announced before the adult brackets begin. So head on over to explore.org to not only vote for your favorite fat bear, but also to watch live streams of the competitors. The Morton Arboretum expects experts predict peak color in the middle of next month. The year's most colorful season is officially here as September portion of summer yields to fall. That means an array of red, orange, and yellow trees in the horizon throughout Illinois. And the Morton Arboretum, 4100 Route 53 in Leslie, a hot and dry end of summer resulted in some trees already dropping their leaves. Christy Rowlandson, the Arboretum's senior scientist and forest ecology, said, "We were seeing some trees that are known to be drought sensitive. Linden's is one that is in a lot of neighborhoods, as well as here at the Arboretum. We have a tree called Katsura, and those trees are definitely shedding some leaves early." Rowlandson still expects the peak colors at the Arboretum to be in mid-October, though when a lot of their maple trees turn. The Illinois Office of Tourism agrees, projecting peak time in northern Illinois around October 15th on its website. Later in the season, Rowlandson says the oak trees will change, along with a unique tree called the ginkgo. Roland said, "That's the one I'm always looking for. It seems to turn right around when we tend to get our first heavy freeze. And so sometimes it gets hit and it drops all of its leaves green, and other times it holds on to yellow leaves for a surprisingly long time." Thank you for listening to the WRMN 10 o'clock news. I'm Dennis Green. For more information about WRMN, visit WRMN1410.com. Coming up after the top of the hour news is Out to Lunch with the marvelous Matt McNeil, where you'll get Tradio and some more about the current events happening today. Thank you for listening. I'm Dennis Green.